bit late. Like I said, apparently it's my first day again. Okay, but so of course, once you put in that main information, you get here, it tells you the notices. Also, if you've got questions about this notice, we want to make sure that you know exactly where you can find our support. So you can ask them like, hey, what does this mean? And what does this mean for me? What do I need to do?
Okay.
So once we continue forward, you can see you can pull up every single deal that exists with this VIN number. You can see I've done a lot. So I am doing my Pennsylvania deal. That way I remembered where it was. I called in PennDOT. Um, oh, and my internet decided that it didn't want to help me out today. Let me try that again. Okay. So we're just going to start over. What? I'm hoping that they didn't have a notice go out that they were working on our demo partition today. All right. I'm going to try that again. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay. Chevy, like our internet here. Yeah, we
Um,
that.
Hoping it's not my internet, but wouldn't be the first time. All right. So I'm just going to go back through, put in this information again. So I know on the demo, I know that I talked through everything, but in reality, it maybe takes me like 5-10 minutes max to get through these deals a piece. Okay, so this is where we left off. Hopefully my internet likes me today. See, what always happens is my internet doesn't like me whenever I'm recording things for other people or I'm showing someone something. Otherwise, it works perfect.
Of course.
All right, so looks like we've got a winner right now. So this first page is going to have owner information. We also can put in fleet information if you guys ever sell any fleet vehicles. So I named my guy his little pin dot. I went ahead and pre-filled some of this information. That way you can see it pull over on the forms and, you can see how it's going to make your life easier. So, this is a fake driver's license here. I'm going to go ahead and add, just a quick little Pennsylvania city, county. And then I'm just going to say, hey, it's the same as the mailing address. Everything's good to go. If you ever have any co-owners, you can go ahead and add that over. And like I said, everything in dealer track is going to pull over whenever you pull the deal number. So you may not have to touch this at all. Everything that is outlined in red is what is required before you can print out the forms. Of course, I'm sure as the title clerk, all of this information is needed. So I just recommend, making sure that you pre-fill as much information as possible. Or as some of my other dealerships like to do, because most of this is done in finance, is they customize which fields are required before they can move the deal forward. So they say, you know what, you got to put in the body type. I need the color put in. Maybe I need the gross vehicle weight put in as well. Though that's probably a little bit high, but we're going to leave it there anyway. So this is information that you guys can customize and completely adjust however you need it to be. And then, you can say, hey, I need all this filled out before you move the deal forward. So, one, I hope you guys never see 4 trade-ins because it sounds terrible. We actually allow you to put in up to 8. So I really hope you never see that. But on the off chance someone's got a lot of vehicles for you, you do have the option to put in as many as needed. And then we have a spot for a trade-in lien holder. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. We'll talk through what that integration costs with DealerTrack here, and then, we'll just cover our pricing again. So sales price right now, let's say they're charging $65,000 for this vehicle. You can decide if you're going to ship it or not. This is where your calculator is for calculating the fees. So of course, just making sure that these are down to the exact number, because we do have a guarantee on our fee calculation. So if you put in the right numbers and we give you the wrong number to collect, we will cut a check out and cover the cost for you. That way it's no going back to your customer and it's no covering the cost at the dealership. Because nothing worse than trying to get that conversation with the customer and saying, oh, just kidding, you owe another $200.
Right.
Once they leave, they don't want to owe any more money to you guys. They want to, be done, walk away, and just, have everything completed for them. So, just make sure that these are to the exact number, and then, you guys have the guarantee. Now, I do want to spend some time here. The NAT processing fee is what we charge y'all. So currently our fee setup is $135 a month. We work on a month to month, so no terms that lock you into, 6 months, 12 months down the road. If this does not do what you guys need, we're so confident that we, don't give you any cancellation fees. We also have a processing fee or transactional fee per deal of just $100. You can pass that on to your customer. And the good thing about this fee right here is that you can lock it for your dealership, where only the admin has a chance to change this. So if you want every deal to be $150, if you want every deal to be $200, not only are you covering your subscription cost, but you guys at the end of the day will make a little bit of profit. Now, we do also offer integration with DealerTrack. So to get started with DealerTrack, they do carry a setup fee of $50. It's nothing too crazy. And then they have a recurring fee of $65 a month. So you can also add that into this processing fee and say, you know what, I want to cover my integration cost, my subscription cost. So we're going to make this a flat $200. That way, we're covering everything in the first couple deals, and then everything after that is straight free, just profit for you guys.
Okay,
So really up to y'all.
We pay like the $50 setup, the $135 monthly fee, and then 100. How much per deal?
$100 per deal.
But how much can we charge? Do you know by state what we're able to charge?
So this one is a separate line item. We don't regulate it. Okay. Now, per state, I haven't seen them say anything that you can't charge this back, especially as a separate line item. But I know most dealerships stay between like 200 to 250, just depending on how you guys want to operate.
Okay, cool.
But I get it. Making money is important.
Well, especially if it's on a cover, it would help cover that monthly cost. Let me ask you real quick, just it said so like here we do this location and the Somerville location, like I showed you yesterday. So they would still be covered under that 135.
So we have to set up for dealer license. So each location would have the 135, and then if you are setting up, go ahead.
Like we're D2 is our dealer number. They are D2 also. They're under the same dealer license. Both of Angela's stores are under the same dealer, even though they're in different locations. Yeah. Now we do have other franchise locations that run under a different dealer number. So that was kind of my question: is if we purchase this product and we do have multiple stores, can I have one login for Angela and my other title clerk, Tracy, where they can share the system and we have a drop down where they can choose their appropriate store? Tracy processes our Chrysler.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So that drop down I showed you in the beginning, anyone that has access to multiple stores through one login, you'll see everything in that drop down in the beginning.
Okay.
And then you can kind of type in and just select the store you want to title through.
Okay, and I guess that was my question too. is it limited to the number of people that can log in, or does everybody because F and I are really going to be the people that initially use this, and then Tracy and I will kind of be.
Yeah, so we would kind of want like each person to have, like we would want our finance managers to have their own logins, and then each of our title clerks to have their own logins.
Yeah.
Because we would want to limit who sees what.
Yes, and the good thing is we have an authorization form that we send out with the DocuSigns. Now, if you guys all decide to move at once, I might be able to get a master agreement together. That way it just makes life a little bit easier. Otherwise, it'll be however many DocuSigns for however many dealerships to go out. So if you want to start with the 2 to begin with, and then, we speak with the other stores, then we can do that. However, we need to work it out. So to answer your question, you have that authorization form where you put the level of access you want them to have. So if it's F&I, if you want them to only be able to do inquiries, if they're the admin user, or if they're a title clerk user, you can select one of those 4 options. So of course, Ashley, you'll probably want to put your name on there as the admin user because you have the, authority to decide, who's doing what. But the good thing is this is a web-based platform, so there's no physical download for you guys. So all we have to do is make sure that we have a separate email for everyone that needs access, and you can set up as many users as you need to. You can even set up your sales managers to have access to this. Whoever you want on here, we can do that.
That's great.
And we don't charge you any extra money per user, because I know I sometimes get asked that question.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Awesome. So before we kind of move forward, I know that you guys are mostly using the DMV website right now, and you may not know how finance pulls their fees, but how could you see this kind of working in your dealership right now?
I think it would be good because we do have quite a few out-of-state deals, and trust me, we don't get them all right.
No.
Gotta find a resource to help us with that, because every state is different, and even different counties.
Well, and then on like weekends, like Tracy and I
are
not
true.
here on the weekends, so that's
they don't really
kind of weekend themselves.
Yeah, they want to do the deal, of course, on Saturday, but the girls are not here to answer all those questions, and they're winging it, and then we come up short on a deal. So, and then that's a hard conversation with your customer.
Well, and then Brittany and I talked yesterday a little bit even too, because sometimes you have local fees or county fees or something that you just don't know about.
Yes.
And I know California and Colorado, and I think Tennessee even, are notorious for the county fees and the city fees.
We've had Tennessee deals before. I mean, we're primarily, I shouldn't say that because we're all over the board now. All over. But I mean, we've had Tennessee deals that we've had to call back and have those conversations because we didn't know that. We didn't know about it. But yeah.
And that's so hard. That is so hard because, if you have to eat it at the dealership space, I've heard they can be anywhere from $600 to $200, just depending on what the taxes were. I had a dealer tell me they were spending like $10,000 in just wrong fees. And I was like, please let me help you. And that was like on a monthly basis. I don't know how they got that high, but I've never seen anyone else at that range. But I have had a lot of owners tell me that they have to make sure they got extra money in the bank before they authorize an out-of-state sale. And that's crazy, especially when, there are some resources out there, and hopefully that's something that we can be for you guys. But I know that we're kind of on time, so I'm going to go ahead and, move to the next page here. So, with lien holder information here, of course, select your lien holder. One thing that I do like is that you can, if you use a lien holder often, you can actually just have it save and you can select them. Of course, the only thing I do want to say is we don't have the lien holder code and the FEIN because there are so many out there. I'm sure even with Bank of America, it changes per state and it changes per lien holder, unfortunately. And we do offer a spot where, go ahead.
So we would have to fill out those.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kind of sucks. I wish that we had them, but there's just so many.
Yeah.
So you can also add an additional lien holder if somehow they didn't get funding all through Bank of America. You had to use like a Westlake or a credit union on the side. You can put them both in here.
Okay.
So registration, we'll spend a little extra time here. So you can see I had the registration county in. It went ahead and populated for me with the city. You can have the registration months. Sometimes they have multiple options. This one does not. And then, of course, if this doesn't populate over, just make sure you select the county and the city. Sometimes it does. Sometimes, it has a Friday moment where it doesn't pull over. Then, of course, insurance information. If this is already in dealer track, this comes over with it. So if not, just put in your state farm, the effective dates, company code, and policy number. From here, it will show you the two that you can use. I know Pennsylvania is unique and they require you to use a tag agency. So we have our Greencastle notary services that we really like to use. If you have somebody where you're like, hey, I actually really like this private tag agency, we're going to stick with them. Totally fine. It'll make you select one here, but whenever you get to the forms, you can actually change out that information pretty quick. Or our 50-state DMV is a tag agency in every single state. So they also will process for all 50 states. They typically have a higher fee associated, but we like you guys to know up front what that fee cost is. That way, if it's something where you say, hey, we're using a tag agency for you guys to get it done quicker, you can put this extra fee somewhere. That way the customer knows this is an extra convenience fee for that. So that part, totally up to you guys. Otherwise, you'll also see DMV options in states where DMVs are available.
Okay.
So as we're moving in to calculate the fees, my absolute favorite thing about this platform is that the blue buttons mean that you're getting charged. So our $100 transactional fee breaks down two ways. So we charge $35 for a fee calculation. And the good news is once you get that green check mark, as long as you stay in this deal number, you don't get charged again for that. And then the other part of that 100 comes from the forms where it's $65 to populate those. So the second I hit this calculate fees, it's going to charge me that $35. But up until that point, we haven't done anything that's going to charge us money.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and click this for us. And we're going to see what Mr. PennDOT owes. So what will happen here is it'll break down a line by line of all the title and tax fees. If there's any reciprocity. Now, our dealership is hypothetically, a demo partition is hypothetically in Florida. So you will see reciprocity and taxes owed to Florida. That'll be your state.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you the two most important numbers on the page, and then we'll go through the breakdown. So PA total taxable amount here. So this is going to add up everything we put in our calculator. So this came out to $66,150. And then at the bottom, this fee and tax summary gives you that total amount to collect from the customer. This is what we guarantee. So we guarantee you this $4,438 is exact. And like I said, we'll cut you a check if we're off. So you add this one to this top number, and that's what you need to get from the customer and put on that bill of sale. Here is our title and registration fees, the full breakdown. So you can see what the registration fee, they have a local use fund fee of $5, title fee, transfer, lien, and plate fee. Additional fees is always any private tag agency fee and the NAT processing fee. And they put it at the bottom in that summary. That way you already collected from your customer.
Okay.
Then PTA motor vehicle tax. So this is your state sales tax. If they have a local tax, a city tax, anything else, it's going to go ahead and put that underneath. So you'll see everything that they calculate. And then it tells you this is what you need to collect. And like I said, reciprocity for out-of-state tax. So if you guys collect 6% and Pennsylvania collects 7%, then it'll tell you the difference here. And then again, that fee and tax summary. So they add all of the taxes and the fees together to give you this $41.58, that agency fee here and that NAT processing fee. Then all of the fun notices that you get for Pennsylvania are right here. So you have the agency fee, that emission notice again, lets you know they do require a bin inspection. So late fee is imposed if it's not titled within 20 days. Good to know up front. And then, of course, if you're using Greencastle instead of 50 state DMV, it does tell you that it needs a different form, or you need to add this to your form package when you send it out. So before I jump over and show the forms, do you guys have any questions about this page or anything you'd like me to break down a little bit further?
I don't have any. I don't think so.
Awesome. All right. So again, my favorite with the blue buttons. So this is that additional $65 totaling out to that 100 total. So we'll go ahead and click on this one. Of course, our forms are going to pop up. I know they were popping up on my second screen. Okay, cool. They popped up on the right screen today. So big and bold, it tells you, please pay special attention to your check payable to section. So here, this is your power of attorney form. You can see it's got that VIN number. Everything that we put in has came over. And my favorite thing is everything that is in yellow is requiring a wet signature. So we're going to tell you up front, you know, this has to be with the customer in front. I know there are a couple states that do require or do allow DocuSign or Route 1 as a wet signature, but it's always safe to just go ahead and have them sign them while you're in front, or while they're in front of you. So, okay, so this is going to be your best friend, Miss Angela. It is our title application checklist. So everything that is red, bold, or underlined, or any combination of the three, is going to be things that the state has recognized as holding back the registration. So we like to notify you ahead of time. Sometimes it's as simple as, please make sure the driver's license number is on here. But this acts as a true checklist. So all you have to do is click on it as you get everything done. So it's, I've done this one, we're good to go. I have the title, I have the bill of sale, we're good to go. And then just keep checking down the box that way. So it'll tell you again, inspection. Go ahead.
I said that's awesome.
I'm glad to see it. I know I've been told it's just so hard to find some of this information sometimes. And then, of course, another probably your best friend page. It tells you the mailing instructions again, gives you the address, and my favorite is the phone number. That way you can contact them directly if you need to. And you can put in contact names. So, you know, for instance, Angela, if you say, you know what, I'm going to take this one, you'll contact me. This is my phone number. That's definitely a phone number. And this is my email address. That's how they're going to contact you. Okay. And I do love the tag agencies because they're a lot more personable as well. So they have a incentive to get these deals done very quickly. So very you nice. You can choose where the license plate goes. So if you say, you know what, once I send this out, I don't want to deal with this anymore, you can have it sent to the owner. Just make sure you put, what was it? I called him PennDOT. Make sure you put Mr. PennDOT as the owner here with his information. And then it'll ship right to him and you don't have to worry about it again.
Good.
Then, you know, you do have the shipping options. So just make sure that if you need to, you include that return label or UPS.
Okay.
So here is one of the Pennsylvania forms. As you can see, everything that we put in has already pre-populated for you. So you didn't have to go in, physically write this information in or type it in yourself.
Yay. That's great.
I know. That's where most of the errors happen. Is when you're trying to type in this information. So this is our NAT deal summary page. So this is everything that's in the deal. And again, everything that you pull over from Dealer Track is going to populate over in these forms.
Right.
Then if you have a transfer plate, it'll list here. And look, it's got that lien holder information.
Good.
So then application for correction of vehicle record. So it's got the title number here. You know, if they've got a lien holder, you just need to check it. Here's the vehicle information and, you know, just any other information that we need to fill out. Then compliance or exemption. So all this information here. It's got the odometer reading already in. And that's all the forms that I have for Pennsylvania. So this happens with every state. We make it state specific for you. And, you know, we try to make your life easier because we get it out of state as a pain already. No reason to add more headache to it. Good news is also, just like I said with the fee calculation with the deal number, you can print these as many times as you need to if you've got to change up information. If they decide, actually, though, I want to add a warranty, then you can go in and put the warranty cost in as well.
Okay.
So that is the end of the demo. I know that we did, you know, kind of take that full 30 minutes there, but I'm happy I was able to, you know, answer some questions for you guys and walk you through it. So I did want to say, you know, to get you guys started, all we would need is a copy of a dealer license. So, you know, whichever locations you decide out the gate you want to go ahead and move forward with. It's a pretty easy sign up process and easy implementation. So once I get the dealer license, you just need to tell me who the signer will be. So Ashley, if that's you, totally fine. Or Angela, if that's yourself as well. Whoever has the authority to sign, good with me. Just need to know that information. Go ahead.
That's fine. You know, so I just, I like the product. It seems like it is very helpful. And like I said, we're kind of looking for something to help us with that process because we just get more and more, which that's a good thing that we're getting more out of state deals. But we definitely need to make sure they're right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Absolutely.
So we'll talk it over with our general manager and then our other title folks internally so that we can decide how we want to do this and who all we want on board and everything. And then I'll have Angela reach out to you, and if we decide to proceed, I'll have her just get the contract, and we will be happy to sign whatever we need to get going if we decide to go that way. So we'll be in touch with you shortly. We just want to kind of get our together and let them know what we're thinking and in the direction we're going.
Hey, I completely agree. It's important to make sure everyone that, you know, would use the platform gets a chance to have an input on it. So I'll go ahead and get a recap over for you guys. Now, what I like to do is I like to include the demo that we did today. That way, if you guys do want to take the time, watch back through it, you know, make sure that all the questions that you had were answered. That's totally fine. I also include one that's a rapid demo. It's right at 15 minutes. That way, if you don't have time to sit through 30 minutes, we've got something a lot faster for you. Then I'll provide that pricing breakdown in a nice little chart. And then I'll also go ahead and include that dealer track integration for you guys. That way you can see that as well. And I always like to make sure I have a follow-up date scheduled with you guys. That way we can stay in touch and, you know, we kind of have a date that we agree on. So I know you said you got to follow up with your team. I know we're coming up on end of month. So when do you think you guys will be able to chat with the rest of the team? And maybe we can, you know, answer any final questions and hopefully get you guys going.
Just touch base with us sometime at the beginning of the second week of September. The first week we're going to be closed on Monday, which is Labor Day holiday. But if you want to follow back up with us the 9th or 10th, somewhere around there, we're fine with that. By that point, we should kind of know which direction we're going.
Okay. So I'll go ahead. Personally, I don't like Mondays, so I'm going to go ahead and put us down for Tuesday. Would you prefer would you prefer me reach out in the morning, or is the afternoon typically better for you?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Either one's fun.
No worries. So I'll go ahead and I will put together that email for you guys. I'll give you a follow-up call on that Tuesday, the 10th, and then hopefully we can, partner with you guys and do some business.
Okay, that sounds good.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. And if you've got any questions,